Hi, I'm Kim Holman, and I created this life balance wheel several years ago and wrote an ebook about how to fill out the life balance wheel. So I wanted to do a quick video to cover it as well because some people prefer video. So I am the founder of Eight Hands Healing. I've been a licensed massage therapist, body worker, and educator in a variety of ways for over 30 years. So all of my work weaves together somatic healing, emotional awareness, and reparenting practices because I found throughout the 30 years of being a body worker is like all of that greatly impacts our physical body. So I love helping people find balance and have resilience and authentic connection in both their personal and professional lives. So what is balance anyway? So to me, isn't about doing everything equally or following a strict schedule. It's about paying attention to the different areas of your life and choosing where to put your time and energy with intention. True balance to me means knowing when to say yes, when to say no, and recognizing that your priorities will shift with every season of life. Having a baby completely changes the season of your life. The death of a loved one can change the season. Empty nester, right? So every season of your life brings about a new sense of balance. And so how does one gauge where they're at? That's what this is all about. So when you create balance, you notice less stress, stronger relationships, more happiness, greater resilience, better focus and productivity. So there's 9 steps that I created to fill this out in full. Like you'll have a very good picture of where you're at in this moment. I do use this method every month and it helps me stay on track. And that way I have kind of a roadmap. So these steps highlight both the challenges that create the imbalance and the practices that bring you back into balance. The life balance wheel can help you look at your life from a fresh perspective, stay on track with specific goals, gain clarity for self-reflection and healing. So first step is to fill out the life balance wheel. So if you need to pause the video and print one out, you can scan this QR code to print one out, or it's in the ebook. It's in the back in the appendix, or in the middle of the ebook. You can use that one too. But I do recommend printing one out. All right, so the first wheel or spoke of the wheel we're going to talk about is wellness. So 10 to me is it's great. I don't see any need for any change. And one way toward the center would be like not such a great score. 6 or 7 might be like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good with it. Could be some improvement. So that's how I rate it. And so feel free to use your own rating scale. So in the ebook, these are just a few of the questions I use. And in the ebook, there's more if you prefer having a wider variety of questions about it. So physical health and fitness, how do you feel about that right now in your life? And this could be a totally different answer next week or in a month or 2 months. But right now, in this 10 seconds, how do you feel? How would you rate your physical health and fitness? How about your mental and emotional health, your spiritual and personal growth? If at all, I'm going too fast for you to fill it out right now. Feel free to pause the video at any time. So creative flow, joy, life, engagement, pretty self-explanatory. Adventure. Some people think that adventure is stepping outside of your comfort zone. Some people are like, going on a trip is an adventure, but it doesn't make you out of your comfort zone, right? So how do you think about adventure? And then creativity comes in many forms, right? So in all the ways that creativity can be, what does that mean to you? That's what matters. So connection relations, primary relationship. It could be that you have a partner. a husband or a wife or a partner, a domestic partner, and not married. It could be just your primary relationship with yourself. That's just as important as being in any other primary relationship, sometimes more important. Family, do you have blood family relatives or chosen soul family? So what do you consider family? So the next one's purpose. Do you know your life purpose? Do you feel fulfilled in your purpose? Um, if that's important to you, you can rate that. If it's not important to you at all, make it a 10. If it's not something you care about, it's a 10, right? You're fine with it. Um, Business and career, do you have a job that's paying the bills, or do you have a chosen profession or a career? So also contribution and legacy. I used to think that contribution and legacy would be like leaving a park bench when I die, or donating property, or leaving an estate to, some to my kids and some to um, some organization or something. And one of my clients actually helped me give me a different perspective on contribution and legacy. And their example was, Kim, every time I come in and see you for body work, you teach me about my body and how to take care of it. And that's a contribution to me. And if I can teach other people about that, that's a legacy because I'm passing that information on. And I was like, never thought about that. But yes, that's true. So what does contribution and legacy mean to you? If you don't care about what you're leaving behind, you're a 10, right? It's just, don't even think about it. All right, financial abundance. Are you happy with your income? How do you feel about your money management skills? Do you have people you trust to support you with money management needs? And freedom and financial peace is going to look different for everybody. What does it look and feel like to you? All right. So that is the fifth wheel. So well done. We got that figured out. And so this is what an example of one filled out looks like. And you can, what we're looking for is where are you out of balance? So I'm going to skip to the next slide and then come back to this. So step 2 is to pause for observation. And we want to look at patterns, similarities. Is there a category where all 3 subcategories are out of balance? So in this one, there is. The financial abundance is all 3 of them are the lowest on the entire wheel, right? This helps you see patterns. Let's see. Do you see a theme among those things out of balance? Can you see a common denominator that keeps some of these categories out of balance? So if we go back to this example, it's all about money, right? Or some people would say abundance can be abundance of friends, family, food. Um, it could be an abundance of everything. But in this one specifically that I put on the wheel was for finances, because if we have financial abundance, it allows us the ability to have better wellness, right? To care for ourselves, to have a gym membership, to get body work. And all of these can help us with our mental, emotional, right? And our spiritual. So without having a balance of money, it impacts the rest of the wheel. So that's what we're looking for. So pause, look at your wheel, and observe where you're out of balance and see if you can see any similarities. So step 3 is defining short-term targets. So we're going to go around the same wheel and mark 1 to 3, only 1 to 3 subcategories that you would like to focus on during the month. So this is an example of doing that. So in that same example, these 3 were out of balance, and you can choose to just focus on income. You could just focus on the physical health, right? And maybe those are the only 2 that you feel capacity to even give any attention to in the next month. So you have a whole life that is scheduled, that you have. Don't overwhelm yourself with this. This is meant to bring more balance, not more stress. So pick 1 to 3. And if you're really stressed, just pick one. All right. So once you have those, then the next thing you're going to do is we're going to use them. I'm going to fast forward to this chart. Um, Again, in the back of the ebook, in the appendix, there's a blank one that you can copy, and then you write the categories. So in this situation, we would put income and then physical health at the top of the category. So you want to fill that out. And again, if I'm going too fast, pause the video to make sure that you've got it filled out before you go on to the next one. So step 5 is to generate possible, keyword possible, action steps. For each of these categories, such as the physical health, brainstorm and write 3 to 10 actions that you could take, and it's brainstorming, so no judgment, that you could take next month. So this is a example of steps 4 and 5 together, where you wrote the categories, and you could work out 3 times a week. You could go for walks at lunch. You could do yoga. You could learn a new eating plan, right? That might help you with physical health and fitness. You could make an appointment with the doctor. You could see a nutritionist. All these possibilities are important. So when you brainstorm, it's really important that you don't judge it and cross it out because of the judgment. Notice the judgment, but write them down. So as you're brainstorming, notice the thoughts and track which of your possible action steps bring up thoughts, feelings, beliefs about doing them. So you could circle them, put a star by them. In the appendix, it has every single pie chart on the balance wheel. It has examples. So if you need that, go ahead and consult the ebook. All right, so step 6. So hopefully you've paused the video, filled out those steps, because these next steps, we're going to use those. So recognizing resistance, it feels like an invisible barrier that appears whenever you strive to transform your life. This resistance is rooted in unconscious fears and patterns aimed at self-protection. So while these younger parts of you are trying to protect you, they can also hold you back. So having conscious awareness of them is the first step to making lasting changes so that you can get into more balance in your life. So in order to do this, we need to become very present in your body. So let's take a breath and exhale all the way out 3 to 5 times. So when you do this, I'm going to talk while you do the first one. So exhale all the way out, focusing on the complete exhale more than the inhale. And you want to push all your air out and hold your tummy muscles in. And then when you've pushed all the air out, then you can let the belly go, and your muscles, your body will just automatically take in the air automatically. So focus on the exhale more than the inhale. Okay, let's do a couple of these together. Take a normal breath maybe, and exhale, pushing all the air out until there's no more. And then letting your belly relax and breathe in one more time. And then just normally breathe. And then the next thing I recommend for being present in your body is feeling your toes. So wiggle them, put your attention on them, wiggle your legs, your arms, your back, your neck, even wiggle your face. And a nice breath. When you feel your body, you become very present. You get information through your body first, then your heart, way before your brain realizes. So becoming present in your body is very important for this next step. So let me prep this next step before you do it. Observe your body reactions and thoughts when you visualize taking that action steps. So as you were writing those down, did you notice it's like, oh, yeah, walk at lunch 3 times a week. It's like, I'm not going to do it because of da, 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 da. So you cross it out, right? That is resistance. And we're going to explain what that is. So observing how your body reacts when you look at these action steps and visualize yourself going to do those walks at lunch 3 times a week. Does your body react in any way? Does a part of your body tighten up? Do you feel heaviness in your body anywhere? Do you sense fear? Do you gasp for breath? Even a little. It's like, oh, right? Even a little. So in this, you want to use all your senses. Do any thoughts come into your mind as you look at your possible action steps? Such as, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve success, I'm too old to start something new, failure's inevitable, why even try? People won't like me if I change, I don't have enough time, I can't do this alone. Like these are all examples of resistance. I don't have the necessary skills. So finish going through your possible action steps, noticing how your body feels and the thoughts that come up. And note, like circle them or put a star by them. And once this is done, then go on to step 7 and we'll learn ways of working with the resistance. So pause the video now and go back through all of the possible action steps. Okay, so step 7 is act on what feels possible. Add the action steps that didn't bring up resistance as you went through your list and add them to the calendar. So these can be small actions like no problem to walk 3 times a week on my lunch breaks. Even if it's only for 10, 15 minutes and you go out for a walk, you're out in nature, you're getting fresh air, you're getting some movement in your body. So whatever feels supportive and realistic for you right now, go ahead and put those into your schedule. Again, pause the video and just get them in there so you can start doing those. All right, so you've time activated and put things in your calendar that you know you can do now. So now let's explore the roots of the resistance that you felt from step 6. So any strong emotions or thoughts, anything like that is like a sign of resistance. So recognizing why that resistance is showing up can help you make more empowered choices. So common signs of resistance are judgments, labeling it as right or wrong or good or bad, limiting beliefs like I can't, I'm not good enough, or it won't work for me. Self-sabotage patterns, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, I'm insignificant, I'm not perfect, I don't belong. I had all of these the first time I saw this 6 primary, these are common sabotage patterns. I had all 6. I thought I was super messed up. It was like, wow, I'm really broken. And it turns out now I have one. I've been working on these for 4.5, 5 years now, using the balance wheel and really looking at where the resistance is coming from and consciously working with these and doing my inner work. And I have one. We all have a primary sabotage pattern, and mine is I'm not good enough. So if I start feeling insecure about anything, oh, I'm not good enough. I need to learn more. I need to take another class. I need to do this or that. So now, after 4.5, 5 years of doing this, I can go, when I start spiraling, I can go, okay, this is rooted in my not good enough sabotage pattern. So let's slow down, take a breath. What can I do different about this? And then I look at where do I need to do some inner work. So, excuse me, other common signs of resistance: fears about change or the unknown, overreacting to what should be a simple task like walking 3 times a week at lunch, struggling to see both the pros and cons of a decision. It's very important to see both. People pleasing or avoiding conflict, repeating painful patterns in relationships or situations, like you keep attracting relationships that have the same kind of dysfunctional pattern, is an example of that. Procrastination, anxiety, or trauma responses like fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So how do you know resistance is present? So you feel out of balance and stuck. You're not doing what you truly want or living your purpose, and you know that. You feel disconnected or numb, or like you're just observing your life. You're just going through the motions. If you get sick a lot, or you feel drained, absolutely resistance is there. You can't make decisions or take action. Or if you try to make a decision and then you take it back and it's like, okay, I just won't do that. If you behave in ways that don't feel like you, that's really important to pay attention to. You keep sabotaging your progress. So reflect now. Do you notice any repeating patterns, such as guilt when saying no or fear for when asking help? These often come from old wounds or trauma, and recognizing the repeating patterns helps you create that change. Sometimes when you have guilt about saying no, is your boundaries as a young person was not respected. And so by you saying no and your boundaries weren't respected, that follows you through into your adult years. So step 9, gently working with resistance. So remember that invisible barrier of resistance appears when you're attempting to make changes in your life. You're not broken. You just have younger parts of you that haven't experienced this new change that you're trying to create. They really, honestly, don't know if they can survive it or not. But if you repeatedly um, attract narcissistic relationships, because if you look back at your childhood, you had a narcissist in your life, you survived it, you know you can survive it. But if you had a kind person in your life, you really don't know if you can, right? So these younger parts of you are really just trying to survive. And we're so grateful for them because they got us here. We are where we are because of them. So we don't want them to go away. We don't want to demean them. We want to learn how to work with them. So now that you've gained some insight by doing this assessment, we're going to go over some ways that you can work with the resistance, not by forcing it away, but by working with it. So 1, check in with yourself. So you can ask, now and you try to, and you end up not being able to, and you're like, wow, I'm really sabotaging this, and I don't understand why. Then the answer would be no. And some gentle inner work might be needed, right, to help you feel safe moving forward. So check in with yourself. 2, feel your body. You can ask, where do I feel this resistance? Does it have a shape, a color, or an emotion? You could even just sit and like be with it and ask, what's it trying to tell me? And just listen. So there's no need to fix it. The goal is to connect with it. 3, you can use your hands for comfort. Our hands are naturally healing. And so you can place a hand over the area where you feel the resistance in your body. So if you feel it in your heart, just put a hand over your heart and talk to it. Ask it questions. So you can ask for insight through meditation, prayer, journaling, dreams, invite clarity around what this resistance is, what it needs. So one of the things that I like to do is when I go to bed at night and I'm trying to figure something out, I'm like, okay, can I just have clarity around this resistance that I'm feeling come to me in my dreams? Let the answer come in my dreams. And I go to sleep. Most of the time, I get some kind of clue. 5, connect with support beyond yourself. You can call on your intuition, spiritual guides, ancestors, or loved ones in spirit for guidance. 6, you can move the emotions through the body, supporting the emotional release, which then helps you regulate and helps you heal. And so some ways to do that is like conscious movement, breath work, crying or vocal release, walking or nature time, massage or body work, the tapping, shaking or tremoring, yoga or somatic stretching. And this is not everything. This is not an exhaustive list. This is just to get you going with some ideas, and you may have your own ideas. Trust your intuition. So 7, reparent yourself. So this is about revisiting younger parts of you, acknowledging them, and providing the support that was not received during childhood. And this can take many forms. So deep trauma may require the support of a trained professional. And sometimes you can just, if you feel it in your heart and you hold your heart and all of a sudden you see yourself at a younger age, you might be able to just talk with that younger part and ask some questions. And if you don't know what question to ask, you can just say, what question should I ask right now of this younger part of me? And then listen for the answer and then ask the question. So sometimes it can be that simple to get the information that's needed and make a new choice. So these parts ultimately just want to be seen, heard, and cared for. That's what all humans want. So you can do this by listening to what they need, offering comfort and reassurance that you're there for them now, and letting them know that the body has grown up and that they're safe now. Sometimes trauma in childhood, it could just be a car accident that happened, and the adults weren't there to support you during, all of the feelings and emotions and possibly terror. And maybe they were in their own stuff and there was nobody there to support you. And so you're just now going back and supporting your younger self, and giving them what they didn't get back then. So 8, do you need support? You do not have to do this work alone. The right kind of support can make all the difference. Definitely not a sign of weakness, but of strength and self-love. And doing parts work, also called inner child work, inner parts dialogue, or parts integration, there's lots of names for it, can be deep and emotional. And sometimes we need safe, skilled support to go there. So how do we find support for parts work? If you look for practitioners, therapists, coaches, etc., in approaches like inner child healing, also called shadow work, somatic or trauma-informed coaching, or body work, um, practitioners in this usually can help you. So again, use your intuition, trusting those gut instincts. It's important to feel safe and seen. So if you're interviewing a potential therapist that you want to work with, if something doesn't feel right, it's okay to move on and keep looking. If you've been working with someone and you feel like it's time to change your support system, that's perfectly acceptable. I have had several practitioners that I've worked with over the years, and I feel like they've taught me everything that they can, and it's time for me to shift to a different practitioner, maybe learn something completely different. Totally okay to move on from that. I had my first counselor, he says, if you're with me more than 3 years, I'm not doing my job. And I was like, whoa, okay, good to keep in the back of my mind. So really, it's okay to change practitioners. And I just close my eyes and I ask, who can help me with this? And I let that person's image come into my mind's eye. Weirdly, I call them and they have an appointment right away. It's very bizarre that that happens every time that I feel like I need support for something. They're always available. So 9, you could look for workshops focused on inner parts work or boundaries or reparenting or relationships, because a workshop focused on any of those is really about a relationship with yourself. So 10, you could consider working with me. Just so you know, I do offer private coaching sessions focused on gentle, intuitive parts work. I primarily use heart-centered therapy. I have found it to be the most comprehensive, that is gentle, no reliving the trauma at all. Like it is like, holy mackerel, I don't have to go back and relive what I've already survived. It was relieving and very comprehensive, and it brought about the greatest change for me. So I have been studying that and do that with clients now. So together, we will create a space where your inner parts feel seen, heard, and supported. And I'm all about giving you tools to support yourself. I want to teach you tools how to do the work yourself and only, come to me when you need it. I've been doing my own inner work for 30 years now. I've done a lot of different styles. I can do most of the time when something's coming up for me, I can work with it. And when I feel into it and it's like, oh boy, this is super, super scary, I go, okay, I need some support. And that's where I close my eyes and I say, who can help me with this? And I let that person come into my mind's eye. I have a lot of, a big support network. And whoever comes up into my mind's eye, that's who I call. So the practice of doing inner work can help you respond thoughtfully in relationships. It's very important. It helps you heal emotionally, builds your self-awareness, which is number one key, improves your self-regulation so that you're responding in life instead of reacting, helps you reduce inner conflict. We have, oh my gosh, so much inner conflict. I want to, but I want to. No, I can't. Yes, I can. So that inner conflict is debilitating and it keeps you in a freeze. It helps you strengthen relationships in your life. So for more information, you can go to the heal.me /8 hands healing to learn more about what I do. So next steps, awareness opens the door to healing. So once you've identified your resistance, you can gently explore and work through it. You can get support if needed, take small actions, even if there's fear. So sometimes we recognize the fear, we say, hey, I see you, and I'm going to do this anyway. We're going to be okay. And you will get a lot of resistance come up. And if you push through that afterwards and you accomplish it and you didn't die, your unconscious parts will go, huh, that was okay. We didn't die. And then if you do it again, they get the message again and again and again. And some people prefer to do that rather than work with their younger parts. Is one way better than another? No, it's whatever works for you. So remember, progress, not perfection. Every step counts, and there's no place to get to, and you're all done ever. This is going to be a continuation till the day you die. Life is a journey, not a destination. So if you're not sure what your next step is to work with the resistance, and all humans have it, by the way, no one escapes it. I don't care how good your childhood was, how bad your childhood was, how mediocre your childhood was. Every two-legged human has resistance. It is part of the human journey. So if you're not sure what your next step is and you're interested in scheduling a free 15-minute discovery call, give me a call, a text. If you already know what kind of support you're looking for and you think I can help you with that, you're welcome to book an appointment directly. I do have virtual options available as well. The kimholman.com website has more information also. I also co-facilitate reparenting classes with Meg Judge, and we have all of our reparenting classes on there. My boundaries class is on there that's pre-recorded. My empath course is pre-recorded on the website as well. So I hope that has been useful and helpful to you, and I encourage you to reach out via text or email if you have any questions. Thank you.